My dear friends, my name is Jacob Fiveash, and welcome to Uncaged Zoo Tours. If you are new to the channel and love animals, I recommend and appreciate hitting the like and subscribe buttons and the bell icon to join me on my tours. Howdy everyone! Today, we're going back to the San Diego Zoo Safari Park for a third tour. So far, we went to the lion camp and saw 4 majestic lions, and to Walkabout Australia and saw the only platypuses in a zoo outside of Australia, cassowaries, kangaroos, and even tree kangaroos. Besides, that tour was one of my best ones yet. Our next stop is at the highest point in the park. Condor Ridge was added to the safari park in 2000, and since then is home to some of California's iconic wildlife. But there are also a few fun surprises along the way. Let's begin. We left off at the cassowaries at Walkabout Australia, and our first animal is a wild sheep. Say hello to our first desert bighorn sheep. A bighorn sheep's horns are covered in keratin, the same material that our hair and fingernails are made of. You can estimate a male's age by counting the number of rings on their horns. Bighorn sheep that are less than 1 year old have smooth horns, but as they grow, their horns curl and show rings that deepen. Both horns weigh 15 pounds each, so by doing the math, their horns weigh up to 30 pounds in total. During the rut, or breeding season, male bighorn sheep, also known as rams, fight over females by running at each other at 40 miles per hour before clashing their heads together. The impact is as loud as a gunshot. To prevent head injury, a bighorn sheep has 2 layers of skull protecting their brain. These fights can last for over a day. Desert bighorn sheep live in the dry, rocky lands of Southern California, which is what this habitat is based on. During a drought, desert bighorn sheep can survive up to 15 days without water. Desert bighorn sheep are threatened by roads, building, human activity, and livestock diseases. But the San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance has partnered up with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and other bighorn sheep experts to form the Bighorn Sheep Recovery Team. We'll get to see the desert bighorn sheep's cousin, the Rocky Mountain bighorn sheep, when we visit Sheep Mountain and the Pachyderm House at the Denver Zoo. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time since my Arizona trail at the Phoenix Zoo tour, say hello to the California condor. Like other vultures, California condors eat carrion, or remains of dead animals, but some of these animals have lead from bullet fragments, which is bad for the condor's health. California condors also eat plastic, glass, and metal, mistaking it for bones. Besides, poisoning was one of the reasons why the California condor almost went extinct in 1982. The San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance, which owns the San Diego Zoo Safari Park, was given permission by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service to start a condor breeding program. The very first California condor in a zoo hatched in 1983, and by 2001, 100 condor eggs hatched at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park. By 2008, there were more California condors in captivity than in the wild, but that changed by 2019, when there were more than 500 condors in the wild. California condors also have one of the largest wing feathers of any bird. Female condors also only lay 1 egg that hatches in 54 days. The keepers sometimes swap a real egg with a fake one, so they can incubate and monitor the egg before returning it to its parents. The keepers also use special puppets to feed condor chicks because the chick might mistake the keepers for its parents. Next to the condors is one of the most breathtaking views in any zoo. Isn't that beautiful? We got more to see, including our first loggerhead strike. These birds have a hooked beak like a falcon. Loggerhead strikes can impale their prey with their beak on thorns or barbed wire to make it easier to pull apart. They also do this to store food and eat it later. I have to thank Chris and Martin Kratt for teaching me that fact on their show Wow Kratts. Next to this red-tailed hawk and Harris's hawk are some gray-winged trumpeters, and after that are some very silly Togo toucans. Out of the 43 species of toucans, Toco toucans are the largest. They eat fruit, caterpillars, termites, eggs, and chicks. If you were to visit South America, even though I have never been there, you might hear a toucan's grating call or the clacking of their bill and tongue. Their bill cannot be used to peck holes like a woodpecker. Instead, toucans find old tree holes to use as their home. Toucans also have a mixed relationship with hyacinth macaws. While toucans do prey on macaw eggs, they disperse the seeds of trees, which macaws need to raise their hatchlings. Then there's one of the main symbols of the United States, the bald eagle, and finally are some very noisy thick-billed parrots. When I thought the macaws at the Montreal Biodome were loud, a thick-billed parrot's call can be heard from up to 2 miles away, which is even louder than a tiger's roar. Thick-billed parrots are one of only 2 parrots found in the United States, and the other one was the Carolina parakeet that went extinct in 1918. Thick-billed parrots love to eat pine nuts, and to eat them, they shred pine cones with their beaks. Then, the birds remove each seed from the pine cones in a spiral fashion. This process takes months to practice. And that wraps up our third tour at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park. One of the best times to visit this area is around the early morning, right around when the zoo opens, because seeing bighorn sheep, some very silly toucans, California condors, and a breathtaking view can leave a lasting impact. Now it's time to vote. Which tour at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park would you like to see next? Would you like to take a quick look at Tiger Trail and see some very cute tiger cubs? Our second choice is not an exhibit, but a look behind the scenes at the Saving Giants tour. We'll see African elephants, playful rhinos, and even an Indian rhino named El Capone. Our final choice is a 2-in-1 of the African Woods and African Outpost. We'll see our first Egyptian vultures, along with crowned cranes, an okapi, red river hogs, and ground hornbills. We'll also witness the return of the gerenuk and duiker, along with a proper introduction to the white stork and several species of gazelles. Today's question is, are there any animals or zoo exhibits that left a lasting impression on you? Thank you for watching my videos, and I'll see you next time. You're smart, creative, and kind.